I joined at 18 the WRAC, which was the Women's Royal Army Corps. I was down at Guildford and then I left, and years later I went into the Territorial Army. I did various trades. I did a bit of chefing, a bit of clerical, a bit of stores. I was HGV Class 1 driver. And I was in the Territorial Army for approximately 11 years. In 2003, I started losing my sight in the February, only in one eye in the February, and then by the end of July it went in the other eye. I didn't find out what it was until August the 14th, 2003, which is called Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy. It's a faulty gene. Females are usually the carriers. It affects the optic nerve. The optic nerve swells but doesn't repair itself. It's like looking through your bathroom window. And if you're looking through your bathroom window, it's looking at shapes on the other side. So you're like looking through a fog all the time. Devastation, isolation, loss of independence, didn't want to be here. So you feel like your whole life falls apart. It's like a bereavement. My friends came round, so we were all chatting and they were very supportive. And Sue used to work for War Pensions at Norcross in Thornton, and she found out about that they'd changed the constitution in the year 2000. So she filled the application form in for me and I was accepted in April 2004. First I went down to Brighton and like the majority of people at the time were elderly. There wasn't many of us, but we class ourselves as youngsters to what the others are. And it was quite a scary moment. I thought, what am I doing? You know, I was sat actually in the bar area with a gentleman and I was talking to him, and this guy was totally blinded on the beaches of Dunkirk, and he lived an independent life. And he was 82 when I met him, and he was just magnificent. He just gave me that inspiration to carry on, because I thought, well, if he can do it and he's been like that from 19 till 82, I can do it. So he gave me that kick that I needed. They've helped me in an awful lot of ways because they've built up your confidence. I started going to Activities Week. That was one of the starts of it, because you're meeting other people, you're doing really silly things like you're doing your sailing, your canoeing, your mountain walking, you're skiing, you're doing like the computers and everything to help you keep employed. And it's like a big family. It's like you're meeting your brothers and sisters again, and you're meeting your aunts and your uncles and everything. So you're like a big family. I work as an eye clinic liaison officer in a hospital, an eye clinic in Merseyside. I help people going through sight loss and different sight conditions. So say, I see everybody who's registered as partial sighted or blind. I ask them, every person who comes into my room, I ask them if they've been in the forces. If they've been in the forces, I really sell them Blind Veterans UK so that they can get the benefits I've had. And some of them are a bit apprehensive, but I explain that it's worth a try, just go and give it a try. And they come back to me and say it's the best thing they ever did. And they always say, because I've been through it, they feel comfortable talking to me. And they always say what I said about the first person I met. They say I give them the inspiration to carry on. And it's nice I'm saying that. I'm not doing the job to do that, but I'm doing the job to help them. We did Hadrian's Wall. We walked from the Cope from Newcastle right over to Carlisle. I did a wing walk on a biplane. Did a fundraising event for that. I trained to do the London Marathon to raise money again. And then I learnt to ski as well with blind veterans. Never skied a bit before in my life, so I've done that. So there's lots of different things I've done, and I'm waiting for more exciting things to do. Hard, because it's like giving you like a CCTV to read your letters every day. You know, if you didn't have that, you're trying to use a little magnifier. You can't read a letter with a magnifier. You've got to use your CCTV or scan your letter into the computer and the computer reads it for you. If you didn't have this, you'd be totally lost. They gave me the chance to carry on, and well, I'm still working like 11 years later, but I didn't think I'd be able to work again. I didn't think I'd be able to have the skills that they've given me, you know, for the computers, the confidence building, being part of a big family. Blind Veterans UK, I always say it's the best charity going. If you've been in the forces or you know anybody who's been in the forces, they are there to help them. And it's like, I'll give you an example. One of my old patients, it took me a year for him to come, say, to Sheffield. And he goes, no, I don't need it, I don't need it. I says, give it a go, just give it a go. And him and his wife came to Sheffield, and 2 weeks later, he says, I had to come in and see you. He says, I can read my newspaper again, it's the best thing, I'm glad you talked me into it. So it was like, you know, I always say, give it a try, just give it a try, and let them see what they can do for you. And nobody has come back to me and say it was the biggest mistake they've done. They've all said it's the best thing they've done.